Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are parked here at Vienna International Airport in Austria. Today's flight is going to be taking us over Europe to Istanbul. As you can see, we are rocking a beautiful Turkish Airlines livery for the A330-900, or known as the A330 Neo. And yeah, it's going to be a fun little flight. The Airbus A330, wide-body airliner, can seat between 250 to 300 passengers, and known for fuel efficiency and long range. And it's one of the first long-haul Airbuses that were created. I believe it was before the A340. Yeah, it was introduced in 1994, and as of 2021, over 1,800 A330s have been ordered by airlines. So here we are at Vienna International Airport. As you can see, with the abundance, if I can just zoom without the game lagging. Okay, if I can just spin the camera. As you can see, with the abundance of Austrian Airlines aircraft here moving around, it is safe to assume that it's the hub for Austrian Airlines and Eurowings Europe. And yeah, this airport has a rich history. It's back to the early 20th century. It was opened during World War II, and it served as a military airfield for the Luftwaffe. So, you know, quite a rich history. And fun fact, Vienna also has the world's oldest zoo. So anyways, as you can see right now, Gaya is being connected, boarding is being done. We are going to hop into the cockpit of this Airbus A330 now. And I will get this aircraft configured for pushback and departure, and I will meet you guys once we're ready for that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have configured this aircraft. We are ready for pushback now, but we are, however, still waiting for boarding to be completed. As you can see with the jetway that is still connected, we're still waiting for the boarding to be done. Beautiful early morning here at Vienna. But while we wait for boarding to be completed, I can take this time to brief you guys about our departure today. So our departure today is going to be via runway 34 here at Vienna. So runway 34 would be down over there, I believe, where that Austrian aircraft is taxiing. Around there is where I would believe runway 34 would be. So we're going to be taking off from there, and we're going to be taking off and taking a quick left-hand turn and turning towards Istanbul. And in Istanbul, I'll brief about the arrival once we get there, but we're using the EWOK 1 Delta departure here out of Vienna. So while we wait for the boarding to be completed, we can take this time to turn on the APU and get the ground power disconnected. Turn on APU again on this Airbus. Very similar to all the other Airbuses, we simply turn on the master switch and turn the starter on. And then we can wait for the APU to come on. Yeah, and so to turn on, to know if the APU is turned on, you can see the flap open there. And once this spools up to 100, the APU will be available to us.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight. We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to receive final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
Alright, I just heard that announcement. With that being said, the boarding has been completed successfully. We can go on here, and the APU is also available to us, so we can turn on APU bleed, and the aircraft is now on APU power, so we can disconnect the external power, and the ground power unit can be dismissed. So we can just go here and dismiss the ground power unit. Alright, our cruising altitude today will be flight level 390, so let me just set that into the autopilot here. Level 390, we're going to be quite high for today's flight, but it's okay, allow it. There we go, flight level 390 has been set, runway 34, ground power unit is disconnected. With that being said, we are ready for pushback and engine start. So I'm going to call the pushback tech now, and we'll get ourselves pushed back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the cockpit. Due to GSX being GSX and ganky as hell, we have completed the pushback on our own. With the pushback being completed, we can go up here, turn on the taxi lights and the runway turn off lights. And we are ready for engine start. As you can see, we got another Turkish Airlines taxiing out of Vienna here. We got lots of traffic moving about here. The FSLTL really working nicely here. We got lots of traffic moving about, but anyways, we're going to focus on ourselves. We can get engine start going. So just turn on the engines of the Airbus like every single other Airbus aircraft. Simply flick the starter to start. Give it a quick second and turn on the master switch to on. So first, then we start engine number 2. So engine number 2 switch goes on. Alright, once engine number 2 has turned on successfully, we can now do the same for engine number 1. So same process, just come over here and flick the master switch to on. And while we wait for engine number 1 to turn on, we can also set the flaps. So I'm going to be doing that. Let's set flaps to 1. Alright, flaps have been set. So engine number 1 is spooling in now. We'll just wait for that. While we wait for that, we can do a quick double check of everything in the aircraft. We can also turn on the transponder, which I almost forgot. Set this to on and transmit and receive. I'm just going to be squawking 21005. Okay, never mind. And we heard that announcement. Flight attendants prepare for takeoff. Kind of early for the announcement. We're just waiting for engine number 1 to spool up. Engine number 1 is also spooled up successfully. So with that being said, we can come up here, disconnect, and turn on the beacon lights. Almost forgot. Turn on the beacon lights. Anyways, come up here, disconnect APU bleed, and disconnect the master switch, and APU should be turning off now. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for taxi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this Turkish Airlines flight. We would like to draw your attention to the safety information you need to follow during this flight. Please stow your hand luggage carefully in the overhead compartments. You can place smaller items under the seat in front of you. When the seatbelt sign is on, please fasten and adjust your seatbelt as shown. Keep your seatbelt fastened and visible until the seatbelt sign is off. When needed, you can release it as shown. Before the flight, extension.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the whole short point here in runway 3 for just in time to watch this Airbus A330 take off. For I cannot catch the airline, I'm not familiar with it. As we can see there, we can watch them depart. Let's judge their takeoff roll. Alright, come on. And beautiful departure there by that Airbus A320. I don't know what airline it's from. Anyways, we made it to the whole short line here, so we're gonna be turning on our strobes and our landing lights and switching this to takeoff. And as you can see, we have a long line of aircraft here waiting for departure, and I'm like number 3, I believe. So we're gonna be watching all these departures take off, and then we're gonna be lining up and taking off this runway ourselves. We got a few Austrians, another Turkish Airlines actually, and a KLM. So we're going to be judging these departures, and then I'm going to be lining up and taking off along with them. So I'm just going to allow you guys to watch these departures peacefully. There we go. Let's watch this one. He's lined up and waiting. And onto the takeoff roll he goes. And I'm going to disconnect parking brake, and I'm going to go line up on the runway. I do not want to wait that long. So we're going to hope that I get prioritized for departure. Again, no ATC here, so I'm just kind of hoping that I'm the one who gets prioritized. That Austrian's also coming ahead, so we're just gonna, we're gonna hope it's a flight sim. I don't want to stand here and wait around for departure, so I'm gonna. And we can see his departure. Beautiful takeoff roll by him. So let's keep going. If only I can turn. Okay. I believe there's a bug where if you press right click on the mouse and then try to turn, it disconnects your controls. I don't know, it's kind of annoying. But anyways, we're going to be lining up here on runway 34. And we're going to be doing a rolling takeoff because clearly quite a busy Vienna International. I don't want to hog up any extra time, extra space. So we're going to be getting out underway shortly. We're just going to line up here with a beautiful Airbus A330 900 Neo. And yeah, on to Istanbul we go. So I believe that's a good enough lineup. Let's set throttles to 50% if I can get there. Okay, that I believe that is roughly 50%. We can watch them stabilize. And yep, let's just ignore that. Austrian going through me. Alright, stabilize 50%. And toga. Again, for the sake of realism, I'm just gonna ignore that because again, AI kind of retarded. Anyways, V1 and rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. Continue our bank left. We can see that's the city of Vienna right there under us. There's a couple of factories. The airport is right over there. And I'm going to turn on autopilot now. Vertical speed, bring that down to 2000. Okay, gonna continue flying. Make sure you get good that. Okay. Alright, we can go up to 240 knots. And ladies and gentlemen, that has been a beautiful departure out of Vienna International Airport. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the time lapse now. As you can see, wait, before we go, that's Vienna. That's the runway 34 we just took off of, and we're going into the clouds. Anyways, I'm gonna cut to the time lapse now and let you guys enjoy that beautiful time lapse. We have roughly around a two-hour flight ahead of us, flight level 390. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the time lapse, and I will see you guys at the top of descent. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the flight deck of this Airbus A330 900 Neo. As you can see, we're currently hovering over the clouds somewhere over, I would want to say Bulgaria or Greece, but I'm honestly not very sure right now. As we can see on the flight deck, we are around 229 nautical miles away from Istanbul International. Our final descent altitude will be 3,000 feet for final. Since we are quite high, 39,000 feet to be exact, if we give ourselves 200 nautical miles, that will give us a descent rate of approximately 1,200 feet per minute. So with that in mind, I'm going to be starting our descent now, which is quite early. So to start the descent, I'm just going to configure the aircraft and get the descent started. And just going to make sure the seatbelt signs are turned on. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the descent Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the descent time lapse, and I will see you once we're on final. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the flight deck. Sorry, welcome back to the flight deck. We are on final approach right now for runway 17 left here at Istanbul. I'm going to be disconnecting the autopilot shortly, but before I do that, let's bring down the gear. Alright, gear is extending down, landing lights are on, strobe lights are on, everything looks good. We are set on our approach here, so it's going to wait for the gear doors to close, and I'm going to be disconnecting autopilot. And I'm going to hand fly this aircraft now into Istanbul. For some reason the ILS systems don't seem to be working. It might be due to weather, might be an RNP approach, but I'm just going to go visual, completely visual here. I have no reference whatsoever for any ILS systems, unfortunately. But here we are coming on runway 17 left here at Istanbul. Istanbul, I believe, has 4 runways if I'm not mistaken from what I can see right now. I've actually visited Istanbul once in my life at Turkish Airlines with a Boeing 777-300ER, but now we're coming in here again with the Airbus A330 Neo, and there is a lot of lag and stuttering, and you see how the aircraft just buffeted. I believe that was part of the lag or weather conditions. We do have a headwind, 10 knot headwind from directly in front of us. We're coming in a bit too high, I believe. Pappies seem to be working. Hold on a second, I need to make sure my flight recorder is on, so we're just going to pause for a second. Alright, I apologize for that cut in the middle. I had to turn on my flight recorder, and extreme lag here. This is not a fun approach. This is extreme amounts of lag here on Istanbul. And it's just loading in the scenery, FSLTL, loading all the traffic and all that stuff. But yeah, so far we're coming in good. A bit high. Lined up though. Coming in a bit high according to the Pappy, so let's just bring the nose down a bit. We got the 500 call out there. Trying to get on the glide slope.
400.
And we are on glide slope.
300.
We're lined up. A bit low. Okay, we go waiting for the 200 call out.
200.
And I'm going to set engines to idle.
100.
And just lagged out. Lag. Okay.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10.
And touchdown. And reversers can be engaged. And we're going to be slowing down pretty fast here. Pretty strong engines on this A330. And bring the reversers in. Disconnect auto brake if I can. Alright, that's been a pretty decent landing here in Istanbul. Very laggy. I apologize for that lag and the stars. I'm going to try my best in post to cut that out. But anyways, we've landed here in Istanbul. As we look to our right, that's the cargo terminals and all that. Lots of Turkish aircraft just chilling here. Malaysian Airlines there too. And yeah, the terminal's off to our left, so we're going to be taxiing. I'm going to be taking that high-speed exit and getting myself off the runway. And then I'm going to clean up the aircraft, taxi onto the gate, and I'll let you guys enjoy the landing perspectives. But while I taxi there, I'm going to go up here and turn on the APU so it's ready by the time we get to the gate. And yeah, what that being said, it was a pretty decent landing. Beautiful approach into Istanbul. As you can see, there's a Turkish Airlines taxiing. Come on. There it is. There you can see Turkish Airlines A321, I believe, taxiing to the runway. Lots of aircraft here in Istanbul. Pretty busy airport. Hub for Turkish Airlines. But anyways, I'm going to exit the runway here. Off to my left. Again, I apologize for all the stuttering and the lag. It's just, yeah, you know, it's quite a busy airport. CPU really hard for the simulator to keep up with all the demand. But I will try my best to cut out the stutters so it seems smooth. But yeah, no guarantees for that. And here we go. Yeah, I don't know where I don't see a whole short line. So I'm just gonna stop here And I'm going to set the parking brakes, and I'm now going to taxi to the gate. I'll let you guys enjoy the landing from a few different perspectives.
Turkish 1630 Istanbul Tower. Altimeter 29.68, wind 19.4 at 11. Cleared ILS Zulu runway 16 right approach.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the gate here at Istanbul. We are parked at gate A3. As you can see, we got lots of traffic around us, lots of Turkish Airlines aircrafts just chilling around us. I haven't turned off the engines yet. I just want to, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we got lots of Turkish Airlines aircraft around us. We got an A320, another A330, more A320s, and another A330, I believe. An aircraft is taxiing back there, 2 aircraft taxiing back there. Just very, very busy here at Istanbul. As you can see, we got a 777 parked there as well. We got an Egypt Air A320 Neo here too. But anyways, I'm going to stop blabbing. I'm going to switch the aircraft to APU power. And with that being said, we can turn off the beacon lights as we're going to be turning off the engines. Alright folks, with that being said, we have made it here successfully to the gate at Istanbul. I'm going to be connecting the jetway and all the appropriate systems and getting this aircraft prepared for a turnaround. Once again, thank you for watching, tuning in, and the love and support. It means a lot to me. If you have any suggestions, any improvements, please leave them in the comments below. With that being said, guys, that's all from me today. Thank you for flying with me, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and safe flights.